Come along with us on an idle ride through the latest science fiction and fantasy shows, movies, and video games. Welcome to Idle Ride. I'm Marcy, your host, here with my co-host and chosen brother, Paul.
Hey, that's me.
And the boys are back. We've got John and Cameron. They're both hosts of Open Pike Night, and Cameron also hosts Green Shirt, a Newbies Trek Through the Next Generation. So welcome back, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate you mentioning the podcast you hosted for 5 years this time, Marcy.
I mentioned it last time. I just got the title wrong.
We're like members of a team sent out into the wasteland. We've met our goal and we're back for some more. Yep.
And there's already some discord happening here between two of the members. It's typical. So we're all here to talk about Fallout Shelter because when we did our previous episode on Fallouts 3, 4, and New Vegas, all of us kind of mentioned Shelter, but it just didn't really seem that we had time to talk about it. But unbeknownst to each other, we all were like, I guess we'll start playing again a little bit. And so it was kind of fun that we all came back together. We're like, oh, I guess Shelter is fun to play. It's definitely, in my opinion, like very much a phone-based game. I'm definitely having fun with it again.
I am too. It's phone-based, but I think it's also on Switch and PlayStation. Or
I've got it on Steam.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Oh, it's on Switch?
Yeah, I think it is. But, yeah, I was like, man, I wouldn't mind playing this on a bigger screen every now and then.
Yeah, well, it started out for the phone. That's how I started playing. And then it slowly got added to other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be interested to hear. I know, Cameron, have you been playing it on a different platform other than a phone?
Nope, only my phone. Okay. I saw that I could download it on the desktop, but I haven't yet.
Okay. I was just wondering if anybody actually was playing it on a desktop or something.
I am. Yep.
Oh, you are?
Ooh,
okay. So maybe later
that.
we can talk about that, but...
I have some questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go into a little bit about Fallout Shelter. So again, it was developed by Bethesda Game Studios, but they had a little help, I guess, from Behavior Interactive. I'm assuming that's probably a phone app development company, because they're all about getting you to click those clicks and pay money for shit. It was originally released for smartphones like we talked about, but now we're all doing other platforms with it. It's free to play, but it has ad options, so I'll be curious to hear what Paul has to say about that piece of it. And then overall, it's just kind of like a construction management simulation game where you play the overseer of a vault, or as a layman might say, a Fallout Shelter. You are playing it from an ant farm view, which I enjoy that aspect of it. I don't know how you guys feel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up on SimCity, this is right at home for me, for sure.
Yeah. It hits all those just happy points.
It's even like a different view from SimCity, even like that you literally can like zoom out and see all like little people like an ant farm. It's kind of fun. And then the shelter is underground, so you construct various types of rooms. But the main resources are food, water, and power, and I guess also just rooms for your dwellers to hang out in. So those are like the main rooms that you start out with. And when I restarted the games, the beginning, you like playing it, and then as it goes along, as you start getting more shit, it's a little harder to like be engaged with, I think.
And that, I think, has been the problem with the game since the beginning. Like, it's a really fun game to start, but long term, it loses its luster very fast. It becomes really repetitive. Not that it's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is my third time playing it through, and what is nice is every time I've picked it up, like, they've added new features. Certainly from my first playthrough to my second playthrough, they added the quests, which added a lot to it.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, both of my previous playthroughs, you get to a point where you're like, all right, well, I guess I'm stop playing this now because I've done everything, and just watching these people managing them is kind of more annoying than it is fun at this point.
Yeah. Agreed. So when you first start the game, you get up to 12 to 14 dwellers, because I think you start with about 8, and then at the beginning of the game, like a few start rolling in, but then after about 14, you kind of stop getting them unless you buy a room called the radio station or start making your dwellers make babies. Yes. So the dwellers are your main characters, basically, that you're playing. And each dweller, I mean, if you want to, you can go back to our previous episodes on the actual Fallout video games, but they all have their own special stats. You can put armor, clothing on them, and also weapons. And then you can equip them with pets, which was my favorite upgrade that they did.
Yep.
And each of the dwellers kind of levels up as they're doing work, but they don't increase their special stats. So it's just like they're leveling up as they're working in the power room or the water room. And you want to put the dwellers in the rooms that their highest stat is in. So, for example, the power room is a strength room. And so you would put a dweller that has high strength in a strength room.
What does leveling up do? It just changes their
I think
level.
it gives them
so
more age. But I mean, you can increase their stats too.
Yeah, just not through leveling up.
Oh, yeah, but not at work. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, when they start out with pretty low stats.
Oh, yeah.
You do get 3 dwellers at the very beginning that like have a high strength. One has a high strength, one has a high perception, and one has a high agility for doing well in your first rooms.
Also, with leveling up, just so that the audience can know, you get 1 bottle cap per level, so you get more and more bottle caps per level up.
That's nice to know. I didn't look that piece up. So for me, I think the fun is like with these kinds of games, whenever you can rename characters. Because I definitely, sorry guys, I know only Cameron has kids, but in my vault you all have like several lines of children. No incest allowed in Fallout Shelter, but all of my friends have children.
Yeah. They were very specific about it. No incest, bro. Yeah, it's built in. Yep.
That's good. I was super worried about that.
Yeah, if they're closely enough related, they'll just hang out.
Okay.
I renamed my people to all different things. So I was like, oh, well, they're not related anymore. I changed their last name. Done. That's how genetics works, right?
Of course.
So you send your dwellers to the common room, and if they're not related and the dwellers have good charisma, the person with the highest charisma gets to have sex with the people the most. But
I think it works both ways, because I was kind of playing around with that, and I think they just they assembled into the room in some weird random order. It was like 2 guys talking, blah blah blah. But like after a little bit of talking, they like sort and shuffle, and it ended up that the 2 highest charisma, male and female, ended up with each other way faster than anyone else.
Interesting. Yeah, I did notice that like if they have high charisma, they have babies faster and also like dance faster. So
I had an objective. I had to get 15 couples to dance. And I was like, Jesus. And if you're not on top of it, they move from dancing to boinking so fast. And I was not on top of it. And within an hour, I had 15 pregnant women around my shelter. And they can't do anything when they're pregnant. They won't fight anything. They just run and scream. And I'm like,
yeah. But if you build a harem room, it does work.
A harem room. Hey, that's a good idea, John.
That's usually how I do it when it's like, oh, you need so many babies. It's like, all right, 1 guy, 5 ladies, dance away. He just works his way through the whole room.
Richard Jenkins in my vault has bred so many babies with so many women.
Gosh, you guys, disgusting.
Well, I did get the sleazy outfit early on, which boosts charisma pretty high. So I was like, well, it's in the title.
See, for me, Marcy, it was because all of my best workers were working, and I had 1 guy who's kind of useless at the moment. And so I just happened to send 1 woman after another up there. And I was like, oh shit, I just had 1 guy with 5 babies. Let's move him out.
I need a baby so I could get my overseer's office.
Yes.
My thought, like, I cannot play it like I'm not an actual overseer because I'm like, we gotta have the most genetic diversity. Like, I gotta get a radio room as soon as possible so that apparently when you arrive at my fallout shelter or vault, you have to have sex right away and have a baby because that's what I do. Because it's almost always in the radio room so a radio room brings dwellers to your vault. And it's always like a male arrives and a female arrives. I'm like, the only way you get entrance into my vault is if you fucking have a baby. And they always do it. So
I would definitely join a society that did that to me.
Clean drinking water and forced intimacy. Okay.
In the apocalypse,
where do I sign?
We haven't talked about the first choice you make in this game. And I got to know, how do you guys number your vaults? And what are your vault numbers?
That's a great question.
I always use, there's a 3-digit number I always use because it's one Stanley Kubrick always used in his movies, which is 114.
Nice.
So I named my vault that, and then the next day I played more in Fallout 4. I have started playing more since our last recording and visited Fallout or Shelter 114 where Nick Valentine was being held.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
My vault is working much better than that one.
Cam for governor.
Yeah.
That's right.
My
Overseer.
first vault was 445, which was the radio number of the person who would deliver methanol to our plant every night. And now, like, when I blew the dust off and opened it back up after, honestly, more years than I realized since I'd played Fallout Shelter, it's 168, which was the gray water service truck who came and took all the poop away from our facility back when I worked there. So,
Amazing.
yep.
Funny.
Yeah, for me, my friend Matt and I have had this joke because one year we happened to see the number 56 just appear a little more often than you would think is normal. So it became our magic number that means everything about the universe. Matt gave it the name, the derivative of the reality complex. And so, of course, we were Vault 56.
Nice.
Excellent.
So I'm like a boring boomer or something. I'm only can think of numbers that have to do with my birthday. So I'm always like rearranging my birthday numbers. So my current vault is 381, but that's actually Andrew's birthday. And so I have like one that's like 724. Those are parts of my birthday numbers. It's boring.
Now I want to know, is 999 the biggest number we can make? Or could we have like Vault 10 million?
I think it has to be a triple digit. I think it can't be more than,
Yeah.
Can it be 000?
Ooh, I haven't tried.
We
try and
we
see.
failed.
Probably.
Yeah.
Vault 0.
All right, somebody pull it up. Start a new game right here. We'll just talk the listeners through opening a new game of Fallout Shelter.
That's right.
So one of the other gameplay things is when you're rushing rooms.
Mhm.
So you can make your vault dwellers work harder to make it so you get resources faster. But if you fail at that, like if you keep doing it there, you get less of a chance of being able to get those resources fast. And then some sort of negative effect will happen if you fail. So like you might get rad roaches that arrive and attack your dwellers, or mole rats, fire. Those are like the 3 things that I've seen. I haven't seen anything other than that.
I think Death Claws might when you get higher up.
Yes. Well, Death Claws just come do attacks.
Not for rushing.
Not for rushing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll just come and attack because rad scorpions, rad roaches. Oh, rad scorpions too.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Rad scorpions.
Yeah, Fallout Shelter keeps telling me it's got a 31% chance of success. I do not think it means what it think it means. I fail at 31% so many times.
In a row. The answer is yes, 0 works.
Yeah. And that's where your skills of your workers in the room, the more skilled they are at whatever that room's focus is, those chances get higher and higher. For
I believe luck
rushing.
affects the chances.
Just luck?
I mean, that's what the tutorial told me.
Oh,
but
okay.
The level of the room affects the amount of resources. The skill of the workers
There's a
affects
lot of
the
layers
speed.
to this little phone game, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be fast. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's lots of things to talk about, like, in terms of the gameplay. So eventually you get an overseer room, and Cam was talking about how quests were introduced.
Before that, I'd love to just say, like, before the overseer gets a room, we're like, what, in a broom closet? Like,
Mhm.
We're just some rando, like,
Yeah.
fucking every woman, apparently, to have babies. I'm sure there's a vault in the Fallout world where some overseer just decided to take over and be the genetic person of that vault.
I think there's one vault that like canonically is one man and lots of women, and then one woman, lots of men. I think there's each of those in the list somewhere. So
don't they have like a tiger too in those ones?
Oh, I know there was a tiger somewhere. Yeah. If you read through the vault list, it's really fun.
It's pretty wild.
Because they have like canceled vault stuff they never put in the games, but they'll write about them in there too.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah, so your room lets you do quests, and over time you can upgrade it so that you can send 3 people out on one quest, and at full upgrade, then you could be sending 9 dwellers out on quests. And I think that's a really fun, like you said, Cameron, like new thing that they did with the game. Silly things happen on the quest. You meet funny people. You get the special things that give you special characters. The like lunch boxes, pet crates, those kinds of things usually happen, or you get them on quests. And the lunch boxes always give you these like a bunch of different equipment and hopefully something cool.
And each quest has a storyline too. Like I'm looking through the list of my available quests right now. Live dead drop. You deliver a message to a double agent, and there are 6 stages to that quest. So you got to send them out once, and then send them out again, and send them out again. And you get little rewards for each part of those, and then you get a big reward. Usually, seem to get a lot of special characters from finishing those full story quests. And it's pretty. I mean, it originally was really basic. Like you just send people out, and they came back. And you didn't get to go see what they were doing. And once, like Marcy said, once you were able to go out and actually guide them through their rooms, so you do the ant farm view of a building or a bunker somewhere else with just your 3 people, it gets pretty fun.
Yeah, and you can individually send just one vault dweller from your vault to the wastelands. And like you said, John, on a previous episode, I think, one other time when we were talking, they will now send you like a radio signal if you're playing. And then if you click on the radio signal, it'll be like a smaller version of the quest where you have like a cabin or something that your single vault dweller who's out in the wastes can interact with and like you fight stuff. Yeah.
That's
so
right.
cool.
I haven't got any of those yet in this one.
So that's fun. And there's really cool stuff now that the Fallout television show has come out. So John was just mentioning special characters. So yes, there are some characters that you can get that are from the video games. So I think you can get Preston Garvey for sure and Piper.
Yep. 3 Dog.
Fallout 4.
Yeah.
3 Dog. Oh, that's right. You can get 3 Dog.
I think Night Lions, one of the Brotherhood of Steel Knights.
So that's fun, I think, to continue to try to get those achievements of like finding all the characters, finding all the cool weapons, creating legendary weapons. Like, so you get rooms where you can create armor and weapons and stuff. So all those things are fun. But I would say that I started playing Fallout Shelter again, right after finishing the show. And then pretty much you get every character from the show. You get Lucy, the Ghoul, Maximus, Moldaver, Chet arrived at my vault. And then I think Mama June was the name of that character at the store in Fallout, the show. She's in my vault. So like all of those characters are in my vault, which is really fun. And then there's a huge long quest that you can do from the show. Yeah. So I'm hoping that with the show, they'll just keep like adding new little snippets like this, which is fun.
Yeah, that's cool. They have some active development still.
Yeah.
I will say last episode I talked about how Mysterious Stranger is one of my favorite perks.
Oh my God.
Shelter, he is the bane of my existence. I've never felt tension like when you hear that little sound.
Oh
you
my
start
God.
frantically looking from room to room for that little fucker.
One of the best, like it is, yes, Cam, I agree. Once I figured out, okay, as soon as I start hearing the piano, I just start swiping around the screen because the closer you are, the louder that music will get. But you've only got like 4 seconds of music.
Yeah.
So, and then the piano trails off. So yeah, you got to move around and like listen for it. And so
I got to zoom way in.
Yeah, you zoom in and speed around real quick, and then he'll be at the back of the room usually, and you got to tap on the Mysterious Stranger.
And then the Mysterious Stranger gives you a bunch of caps if you find it.
Some caps,
explodes into caps, and that's like, Isn't he supposed to shoot people? Shouldn't he just execute one of your vault dwellers so you can keep turning over? Which is also, that's one of my biggest problems is the 200 dweller cap and then no real solution for that. Like,
yeah,
once you hit 200
that's when you
vault
get to the
dwellers,
end, you're like,
yeah,
I guess this is the end of the game. I don't know.
Also, Cam, do you want to share your experience with the pregnant women once you hit the cap?
What happens when I hit the cap?
That was me.
That was
you, John. Tell us.
Once you hit the cap, if you have women pregnant once you hit the cap, they just stay pregnant. They just stay pregnant and stay pregnant and stay pregnant forever until you.
And then show.
It is, because then even if you send people out on quests or something, unless they die and you leave them dead, which is also another fun. You can just leave people to die out in the wasteland. You cannot revive them. If you give birth, then when they come back, they can't come in the vault because it's a 200 dweller cap. And
you can dismiss dwellers if you want.
Yeah,
but it's not fun to dismiss them.
Just send out 20 pregnant women into the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies. Make your own way.
John has created the vault where there are 200 pregnant women, and they are pregnant forever. Yes. And they can't do anything, and they all die.
I'm the overseer of a vault. That's what I'm
Your
saying.
overseer's name is a Morton Joe, is what
exactly,
you're saying.
Morton Joe,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I always play it on my phone, I play it often without sound because I don't want to bother Andrew. And I'll be like in bed at night, and sometimes like it vibrates when the mysterious stranger shows up.
It's a double vibration when he shows up. Yeah,
it goes merp, merp. And like usually if I don't have it laying on the bed, like Andrew doesn't hear it, but like often I'll be like la 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 la, and it'll be like vibrate the bed, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, playing Fallout Shelter. So the mysterious stranger is an asshole.
Yes. Well, I was wondering if it was easier to find on the big screen, Paul.
I figured that was your question. So yeah, I've got a 4K monitor, and when I play it full screen, maybe it's easier because I can see everything, but there's also like it's a perspective. So like if you're looking at the top floor, you can't really see the bottom floor. So no, I basically have a routine where I just like look at all the elevators and then floor by floor, just look. And he's always behind someone. So there's like a double silhouette. So I miss him more than I see him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think maybe I've got like a 30% success rate with finding him.
Yeah, when I had like 6 rooms, I could find him okay. Thankfully, my objective to find him 4 times was when I only had a few rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think if you kill off most of your people, it's easier.
Sure, if he's the only figure in the entire vault. So I will say that the reason I picked it up this third time is because I'd started playing 4, and I have a lot of Fallout stuff around my office and everything. And so my son knows like the pit boy or the vault dweller boy. What do we call? What do you call him?
Fallout boy.
The little blonde haired guy. Fallout
boy.
Oh, that's a band.
No, they named themselves after him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, he likes that guy a lot, because I try not to play 4 in front of him with all the head explosions, though it happens sometimes. But he likes the little cute cartoon guy. So I was like, oh, wait, there is a Fallout game you can play. So I booted it up for him and let him play. And it was just nice to have a kid-friendly Fallout game.
Hey, everybody, we're going to do a little break from this episode because Cameron's son, Atreyu, really wanted to be part of the Fallout Shelter conversation. Hopefully, you can hear the love that Atreyu has for a video game that he's experiencing for the first time. Today, I have a very special guest, Atreyu, the son of Cameron. He's a huge fan of the game Fallout Shelter and want to participate in this week's bonus episode where we talk about Fallout Shelter. So to start off, I just want Atreyu to talk about himself a little bit so we can get to know you. So Atreyu, tell me about yourself. How old are you?
9.
You're 9 years old. And what are your favorite things to do? Like, do you like to do outdoor stuff? Do you play a lot of video games?
Yeah, I play a lot of video games.
Well, I know you to like outdoor things as well, though, because we just went to the beach and we did a lot of tide pooling out at the beach. Do you have like a favorite creature to go searching for?
Probably a praying mantis.
Oh, praying mantis. Have you found any?
Yeah. A couple.
Can you tell me about praying mantises? What do you like about them?
Cool looking.
They're cool looking.
And they can also eat small rodents and birds.
Whoa, that's crazy. So you said that you like to play video games. Before we get into Fallout Shelter, what are some of the video games you've been playing lately other than Fallout Shelter?
Let me think. I play Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I played Mario Kart when I was young, too. Do you play Minecraft? I've never played that before.
Yeah, I do play Minecraft. And Zelda.
Ooh, Zelda. Which Zelda are you playing?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Is that like a Nintendo 64? What is it on?
Switch. Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch, of course. And what do you like about those games? Why are they fun for you to play?
Because there's like a lot of detail.
Detail? Like, what kind of detail do you like the most?
Not a lot of bits.
Not a lot of bits. Oh. And do you like the detail of the characters or the environment?
Characters.
Yeah. Who are your favorite characters?
Link.
Link. What are some of the things that you like that Link can do?
Sword fight.
Sword fight. Yeah. I always liked it when you went and you searched for things and found all kinds of new treasures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's get into Fallout Shelter. I hear that that's your favorite game to play lately. Why do you like to play it so much?
Because it's like you see you look at the things from the side, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's called the ant farm view. So you kind of look at it like they're little ants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you like being able to look at all your little people. What else do you like about Fallout Shelter?
I like that there's lots of monsters. And I think it's fun to fight them.
Mm-hmm. So when you play the game, there's several different things you can do in the game. You can build a base. You can send people out into the waste. What do you like out of those things that you're doing? You like sending people out into the wastes?
I like sending people out into the wastes and watching them and I'm hoping that they'll find something where I get to explore it.
Yeah, so those little events that happen where you might find a garage or a grocery store and maybe fight something in them.
Or a cabin.
A cabin, yeah.
I found a cabin that had a lot of ghouls in it.
Yeah. Are they the scariest things to fight?
Probably not. I've only seen four types of monsters in it.
What are those 4 monsters?
I've seen ghouls, raiders, mole roaches and glowing mole roaches.
Yeah, so there's mole rats and then the cockroaches, but the glowing ones are harder to kill.
Yeah.
I think later some aliens might attack your base. I've seen aliens before. Have you had that happen yet?
No.
And have you seen death claws yet?
No, I really want to see a super mutant.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm not sure if they have super mutants in Fallout Shelter, which is kind of silly. That they're really fun monsters to fight.
Really? I didn't know that.
How do you know about super mutants? Have you watched your dad play the other Fallout games at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've seen the super mutants. Is that how you got into Fallout?
I really wanted to play the game, but I wasn't old enough. So my dad found Fallout Shelter that I could play.
Yeah. So in Fallout Shelter, I know you can get lots of different types of characters, different individual little guys. Have you gotten some characters that you really like?
I think I do like Lucy a lot. From the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And dog meat.
You got dog meat?
Not yet, but I wanna.
Me too. I haven't gotten dog meat yet either, and I'm really frustrated. One of these days, one of us will get dog meat.
Oh yeah, I have a dog meat plushie.
Oh my gosh, I saw it at the beach. It was so cute.
Mm-hmm. Even cuter with the goggles on.
For sure. That's one of the things that you can put on dog meat when you play the other games. So you'll have that to look forward to.
How do you know it's dog meat when without the goggles?
Because it's a character that you can get always in Fallout. He's just a long-running character from the first game to the last game.
Mm-hmm. Can you, have you gotten any dogs other than dog meat?
I have. You can get other dogs in Fallout Shelter. So I got a golden retriever once. And I also got a, in Fallout Shelter, there's this little really ugly cat that you can get.
Wait, you can get cats in this game?
Uh-huh. So there's like a bunch of pets that you can
What about
get.
hamsters?
I've never seen a hamster.
What if you could?
That would be really funny. What kind of buff do you think a hamster's going to give you? The ability to run really fast? Because they run really fast on wheels?
Uh-huh. This is making me want to play the game right now.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we'll find a hamster.
Wait, I forgot to tell you something.
Yeah, go for it.
Have you found Mysterious Stranger?
Like the guy that shows up and you have to click on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really hard to find. And
last time when I was playing it at the beach, I found him and then he disappeared.
Yeah, he disappears into a flurry of caps. So you get caps when you get him.
No, but literally, I found him and then I didn't make it in time.
Aw, that sucks.
But I think it was kind of cool because then I saw how he gets away.
Uh-huh. Have you noticed that when he arrives, there's a special sound, and then when he leaves, there's a special sound?
Yeah, it really freaks me out.
You're like, I gotta find him!
No, the noise, but it's creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
But not so much the sound when he leaves.
Yeah, I like it because it tells you, okay, we can find him at this moment, but I think I would say I've caught him maybe like 1 out of 20 times.
You've caught him 20 times?
1 time out of 20 attempts.
So 21. So 21 times.
Just once, and I've attempted to catch him 20 times. But I've got him a few times, because there's those special, like...
How much times?
Total?
I've only got him once, and the part where I found him, but I was too late, doesn't count.
Yeah. I think I've caught him. There's a special, what's the little goals that you have every day? There was one where you had to catch the mysterious stranger 5 times, and I know I caught him at least that many times, because I got the bonus for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite weapon or something that you like?
Yes, the baseball bat.
Ooh, you like the baseball bat.
I have one character that's like in the red, and is like in the red that has a baseball bat.
Oh.
And he has a frown on his face because he's not doing good.
Oh, he got radiated?
Uh-huh.
Dang it. Have you ever had to revive one of your dead characters?
Twice.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually had to do it to Chet.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to lose him.
Cause I was just like doodling around with the buttons, and then I pressed something that made Chet go away, and he went into this cabin where there's a bunch of ghouls, and the ghouls kicked his butt.
Yeah, I think that happened to me because the farther away you get from your base, the harder the creatures are. So, like, if you've been gone a day, like, if you hit a cabin, it's gonna be a really tough fight.
Wait, no, that was a different character. I think it was Mole Rats.
Have you gotten to where you do the quests with 3 people?
No. And those Mole Rats should be easy, so I don't know why he died. Probably just because there was a lot of them.
Well, that, and there's the mole rat mom that's bigger, and she keeps calling more mole rats. So if you don't kill the mom first, she'll just keep calling more and more mole rats.
Mole roaches or mole rats?
Well, there's not mole roaches. There's mole rats, and there's cockroaches.
Oh, I thought they were called mole roaches.
Mm-mm. So it's like a mutated cockroach, which are like the red little insect guys. And then the pink mole rats that are just like naked looking rat things. Those are the mole rats.
Like giant naked mole rats?
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of want to do the whole thing.
You kind of want to do the whole thing. What does that mean? Like all of the games?
No, actually, yeah.
I think that would be kind of interesting when you get old enough if your dad let you play the old games, which are really different than the kinds of games that kids play nowadays.
I want to play Fallout 4.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty cool looking.
Have you played Fallout 4?
Oh, I have, yeah.
Have you played all the games?
I've played every single one. Except for Tactics.
What's Tactics?
It's one of the games of Fallout that really sucks and nobody plays. Do you think anything's funny in Fallout? I think lots of things are funny in Fallout.
Yes, death.
Death is funny in Fallout Shelter. Why is it funny? I know why I think it's funny.
I think raiders are the most funnest monster to kill.
Why?
Because they're human.
Uh-huh.
But really bad human. One time I killed a big hairy raider. He was like, and his beard was like a feet long.
What? I need to meet this big hairy raider. I've never met a big hairy raider.
Can you beat the mole rat?
You can.
Is it in Fallout Shelter?
It is in Fallout Shelter.
Can she come to your shelter?
She can't come to your shelter, but you'll meet her on the missions and quests.
Have you beat her?
Yes, but you have to have a really good gun, and your character has to be like level 50, and their stats need to be raised.
Is Lucy strong enough?
She'd probably be strong enough. You probably have to get a better weapon for her than that syringe gun that she starts with.
What about Betty?
I don't know about Betty. What does Betty have?
Do you know her though?
I don't. She's a special character that you get?
I have her. What about Chet?
Chet would be a good character. I bet Chet could beat the mama rat.
Okay.
All right. Why should the audience play Fallout Shelter?
Because it's awesome.
Great. Thanks, Atreyu. Hope you had fun.
Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Drink Nuka-Cola.
Just as a disclaimer, I have not let my son watch the TV show. I have just told him the PG version of the story, so that's how he knows the characters. I hope you enjoyed Atreyu and I talking about Fallout Shelter. Now we'll get back to the regular episode.
There's no gore, really, in Fallout Shelter.
And you can revive everyone. You get the X's for eyes on dead people.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
flies around their corpse. And then,
Yes.
It is still a Fallout game. Yeah.
But that is the one thing if you told me I get to be an overseer of a vault in a Fallout game, I do expect that I'm going to be running experiments on my dwellers. And as we've talked about, I mean, you could make a room full of pregnant ladies or, have rules that you have to have sex when you come in. So apparently you can run some experiments, but it's not part of the gameplay. And that would be kind of fun if those were some of the objectives.
Yeah, I think we just came up with the new Fallout storyline is instead of you just being some random dweller, you're actually the overseer. And the game is just that you get to decide what experiments you're going to do on these people. It'd be like one of our moral games, Paul, that we're always talking about. Kind of like if they did a steampunk version of Fallout where you're like having to make all these like moral decisions. That'd be cool.
I'm suddenly envisioning like in the character creation screen, instead of character creation, there's just like lists of like a Mad Lib with fill in the blanks, and you can random, and it's just like, create rad roaches out of babies or something. Or you could select.
All right, how do we do that?
What was that old Evolution? Was it Evolution was the name of that game where you could create the creature that you wanted and then they would like fight each other?
EVO.
Yeah.
EVO,
Yeah, like you could do Fallout, but that.
Yes.
There's so much cool shit you could do. Like, I wouldn't have to stay to the FPS format. I think you could do any kind of game with this.
Oh, man. You get your hands on like an FEV, like programming lab or something? So you just make people, you like grab people and turn them into different kinds of super mutants till you find the one you want? I like that.
We got to send this video or audio to Bethesda.
That's right. We've got your next upgrade.
Absolutely.
So I was just curious, what is your favorite costume that you like to put the dwellers in? Because I have lots of favorites. I can't wait till I get to the point where my dwellers are so maxed in their stats that I don't care what they're wearing. So like I can have a whole vault full of like professor outfits and librarian outfits.
Hello, professor. Hello, professor.
Yep.
Librarian?
Yeah, I do like the lab coats, but yeah, it's weird. Like, here's some military fatigues. Go work in the power generator. Like, okay.
I'm a big movie fan outfit. Like that's a good, and first off, it's a powerful outfit, but just sort of the classic 50s retro outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the aviator flight suit, probably because it's blue, and it's like the only blue thing other than like the surgeon outfit.
Or their vault dweller outfits.
Well, yeah, but it's like not a vault.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't leave them in that suit. Although now they have vault dweller suits from the Fallout TV show, so you can find Lucy's suit and Vault 33, I think.
Oh, that's
Do they
cool.
have the bridesmaid suit?
They do. One of the things I was talking to Paul about in our previous episode for the show is that, spoiler alert for the show if you haven't watched it yet, but obviously if you're listening to this, you should have fucking watched the show. But so there's a scene where she's like, you guys have all watched the first episode of the show, right? Okay. Where she's like in a wedding dress and comes out with this like bandolier. So you get that dress, but you also just get a regular wedding dress. And just makes me think of like Kill Bill, like the bride, like bloody wedding dress. It's pretty badass. I do like that outfit as well. I do have like a lot of my women are wearing the bloody wedding dress or the bandolier wedding dress.
The clergy outfit is fun too. The Pope's walking around. And
the Popes.
I just got him. Yeah. But yeah, I'm realizing I basically reimagined the opening of the TV show because that's what I did. I had my one guy in the room, and I just kept passing the wedding dress to woman after woman after she got pregnant because it boosts the charisma and gets them boinking faster.
That's hilarious.
It's not a harem. It's just very multi-generational, and we're waving our hands a lot.
That's right. It's a giant polycule. It's my vault.
Yeah, and I really like the handheld weapons, but they're not very convenient. Like, I like the Ripper. I like the way they look when they're, like, attacking people with the handheld weapons, but I almost never leave them with them because when you go on a quest, you're attacking multiple people, and they can't, like, shoot somebody who's already being, like, in front of someone. So
the not being able to multi-attack one foe has always been a little weird, but I almost always go to energy weapons, Gatling laser, Gauss rifle, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess you guys already did your experiment things. I didn't see it as an experiment until we're talking about this, but yeah, my vault, everyone has a unique outfit and a weapon, any weapon, because they are militia.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I make sure.
They gotta be.
Yeah. The bad guys never get past the first room for me, but like everyone's still armed.
Wow, really?
I mean,
the mole rats can show up anywhere.
Mole rats, yes.
Yeah. Damn mole rats.
So how is your vault laid out? Because I always regret my vault layout.
Mine's very organized, and I'm always like, I should get more creative with it, but it just makes sense to have one set of elevators here, one set of elevators here, make sure everything can grow to 3. Anything that can't go to 3 goes over here.
Yeah, I am 3, 3, 2 on my vault layout with an elevator between each stack there.
You later get like Mr. Handies that will go and activate all of your resource rooms for you.
So wonderful. Yeah.
Oh,
it is nice.
That will be so nice when I get there.
Yeah, it's super nice. It frees you up for a lot of other stuff.
Oh, man.
But then I'll be like, shit, I put like 2 non-resource creating rooms on like the same level. So you would only be like hitting 1. And I'm like, should I just demolition, like the whole thing? Like, because that would be really interesting to like just put all of your characters like on the upper levels and then like demo all the shitty stuff that you did and like remake your vault in the same vault.
You'd have to be
but that would
rich.
be hard. Yeah, you'd have to be rich and not care if you get rid of your stuff.
Yeah, maybe if they got rid of the cap limit, that would be nice. But I think I've gotten enough Mr. Handies over time that it hasn't been an issue. Like they pop, you play it enough, they pop up enough, and yeah, eventually, I don't know. Eventually, yeah, I just put all my like gym and bar and casino and stuff like that all on the same level, so I didn't need Mr. Handies there. But at first, it's kind of tough to segregate them out.
Yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to go over before we finish up the episode?
It's a fun game. I mean, I feel like for a big mobile game, I mean, there's a lot that went into making this game. The ads, what are they called? The microtransaction push isn't that hard. They don't really throw it in your face like other free-to-play games
you
are.
You don't have to use them.
You really don't.
What ads are you talking about?
There are no, like, it's not like commercials that pop up like in other games. It's just like, you can buy
choose
lunch
to watch
boxes
an ad to get some stuff.
Yeah, it does do that for desktop too.
But you can choose to turn that on or not. Like, you don't ever have to watch an ad. It just takes longer, and that's fine. I mean, it's an idle game. It's supposed to be not something you're playing for 3 to 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the fun part of it is like your characters are doing things kind of in real time, especially when you like send them out to the wastes. So it'll tell you like it takes 12 hours of real time for them to get there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. You just make sure your people are either heading out or coming back and be like, well, all right, I'm going to bed. I'll come back tomorrow and they should be here when I wake up.
Yep.
It's a fun game. I've been playing it. I mean, what year did it come out? 2017?
2015.
2015. Okay. Coming up on its 10-year anniversary. That's pretty good longevity for a phone game these days. Yeah, after Plague Inc., I think it's my most played phone game. And the story behind Plague Inc. is insane and wonderful. So, yeah.
That's an apocalypse game, Marcy.
Yeah.
Oh, I play this one. I don't know if this is like actually available on anything but the phone, but it's a really cool one. It's called A Dark Room.
I love A Dark Room. I love that game.
So it's basically like text-based game, but you can search, and it's been a long time since I've played it, but every time I look at it, I'm like, I should do that again. And it's like kind of has somewhat of a post-apocalyptic
right here. Yep.
Nice.
feel to it, because you like wake up in a dark room, like you reading the text and you make these decisions, and like this is like really unique.
Oh, that game. Yeah.
It definitely gets into karma and morals and choices. It reminded me a lot of the game Braid, like with the ending of it. It's like, okay, am I a good person or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Not really.
Yeah. And then the Ensign, they made a sequel to it called The Ensign. So, of A Dark Room.
Dark Room has a sequel.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. We'll have to check that one out then.
After Fallout Shelter. First off, go check out Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, do it. And then listen to my other episodes if this is your first one.
Who does that?
Fallout Shelter's the one that brought people in. Who would have thought?
Right?
Who knew?
I really wanted to hear about it.
7,000 downloads on this episode. It's
Probably not a lot of
insane.
podcasts covering it, though.
And look at the idle ride bump on the Steam sales for this game.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again, John and Cam, for joining us. Tell us what you're doing on your podcast lately.
On Open Pike Night, we just had a great interview with writer David Reed, who wrote a couple episodes for the second season and confirmed that he wrote a couple for the upcoming third season. And it was a super fun interview. It was, he was a great interview subject, had, spilled a little bit of extra tea because he's pretty sure he's not coming back for season 4 because he also writes for The Boys. And so he's pretty busy over there. But yeah, it was a fun discussion.
I listened. I haven't finished that episode, but I did. It was a good one because he's such a nerd, like a Star Trek nerd, so he knows so much about it.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a little different than some of your other episodes where he's just really kind of a fan as well as being involved
Exactly.
in the shows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And yeah, over on Green Shirt and Newbies Trek Through the Next Generation, we are discovering all sorts of secret family members in the final season of TNG. So come listen in as I discover these sometimes awkward relations.
Brother and sister.
Mother and son. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you get a chance, go ahead and rate us or review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd really appreciate it so other people want to listen to us as well. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Bye.
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 Bye.